What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. Not too long ago, Chapter 5 came out, the fifth and final chapter of our adventure. So when we left last time, Gingalayne, the bard, turned out to be Robin Ostergaard of one of the heroes of Asaria, who is going to point us in the direction of the Shadow Temple to finally stop Void. But we have the option, and how we ended last time in the end of Chapter 4, do we open a rift home, or do we stay and fight? You know what? I'm staying here. We're staying and fighting. Let's see how this goes. I can't go home now. There's too much to be done here, and I care too much about these people to turn away from them in their time of need. I glance at Liana. There's no way I can let her down. I'll look into going home after we defeat Void. I grin. Let's go kick some Void butt. The others stop their planning and turn to me. Leanna matches my grin.
That's right. Let's get going.
Yes, let's do this.
Indeed, it would be beneficial for us to depart this place.
Seeing as we have a long journey ahead of us, we all agree. We travel through the mountains until we find a soft, grassy place to make camp. I'm not sleeping on a rock again. I'm sick and tired of that. It's dusk by the time we've gathered all the ingredients for dinner. Leanna helps me prepare our meal as the others are gathered around the map. She stokes the fire with her wind magic. The flames burst higher, crackling and heating up our stew. Campfire stew, but it's not Zach's. It's me and Leanna's, so it's going to have no flavor whatsoever. The firelight casts an orange glow across her beautiful face. I smile and lean in to kiss her on the cheek. She squeaks as my lips come into contact with something cool and hard. I blink and my lips have kissed her gauntlet instead. Shut down. That one hurts. What's wrong? My words are muffled, lips moving against her. My words are muffled, lips moving against her palm. Just, what's wrong? Leanna's voice lowers to a hush.
What if they see us?
Who gives a shit? I glance at the group. They seem to be too absorbed in the map to even notice. Does that matter now? They pretty much know about us anyways. She blushes, and I gently take her hand in mine. Leanna freezes. She glances at my hands covering hers. Another faint blush heats her cheeks. She shakes her head.
I guess it doesn't.
Who cares anyways? Zach and Kara are their thing. Amelia's got Pongo, and then there's you and me. An odd joy unfurls in my chest, and a grin spreads across my face. I glance at the group, and back at her. If we acknowledge we're dating to the group, maybe Leanna would be more comfortable acting like a real couple in front of everyone. Yeah, good luck pitching that plan to her. That's going to go so well. Maybe we should tell them we're dating. Leanna turns a darker shade of red. She bites her lip, hesitating. Oh, that must be adorable to see. I squeeze her hand. Her blue eyes flick up to meet mine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad you acknowledged that one. She squeezes back. A smile graces her lips.
How do you think we should do it?
Just say, hey, just so you know, we're Facebook official. One of us should tell them. Show, don't tell, let's make out. I want to know that one. Just let it happen naturally. You know, I think one of us should tell them. We're gonna need to tell them. I do want to know what this option's gonna be like, but you know what? One of us should tell them. They just need to know. I'm sure they know, but at the same point in time, let's just straight up tell them. Maybe one of us should just say it. Leanna nods.
Who should say it?
You. I want to see you flounder about with this. Flounder, that's the word. I want to see you flounder about with this. Me, I'm just going to go off. Yeah, we're dating now. It's an official thing. Do you want to? Her face turns crimson. My thoughts exactly.
Oh, I guess.
Okay, then it's settled. Okay, let's practice. Pretend I'm the group. Why is that going to work?
Hey guys, so there might be something, there is something that I want to tell you. We want to tell you.
She's so lucky she's goddamn adorable. The blood drains from her face. On second thought, maybe I should say it.
I told you I don't work well under pressure.
There's no pressure here. What's there to be pressured about? Let's go. I tug her to a stand, gently leading her to the group. Nerves flutter in my stomach as we approach. Why am I nervous about this?
According to the notes, if we head in this direction...
Oh, we're interrupting something. That's always going to be great. Hey, you guys. Everyone looks up. The Pongo blinks from on top of Amelia's head. Not you, it's another one. We have an announcement. Kara raises her eyebrow.
Oh?
Yes. They stare, waiting for me to continue. I glance at Liana. Her blue eyes shimmer with confidence. She nods, encouraging me to go on, being very thankful it's not her having to say this. I suck at a deep breath. Leanna and I are dating. Everyone, including the Pongo, blinks. You're allowed to blink too at this one.
Right.
All right. She turns to face the map again. The rest of the team follows suit.
Okay, then if we want to go through here, the last location will be at
Hey!
We'll have to backtrack to Costa Coral too.
Did you even hear what I said? The party looks up. Zach crosses his arms. That's a yes, but they just chose to ignore me.
Yeah. So?
So... don't you care? A fox's grin slides across Kara's face.
It's not exactly new news.
Fair point. Leanna balks.
What?
Shock floods me. How did you find out? I think of all the times Leanna masked my advances. All the secret glances we took to make sure no one was looking. Kara's eyes spark with mirth.
It was very, very obvious.
Heat scorches up into my face. I turn to look at Leanna and notice her face is just as red as mine.
But how? We were so careful.
Not careful enough, apparently. Kara giggles, as pleased as a cat in the sun.
You're right. Maybe you two should show your affection so we know you're telling the truth.
That would be something you'd suggest.
Kara!
Amy cocks her head, deep in thought. The Pongo lets out a little squeak as he slips onto her shoulder.
This is an interesting development.
You're not allowed to talk. It is? She nods.
Based on your individual masteries of energy manipulation, your genetic merge should yield an extremely magical inclined offspring.
Oh god, why is she thinking about that? Kara gasps.
Oh, you're right. They will have such beautiful babies together.
I hate this now. I'm actually embarrassed. I feel my face getting red here. I actually feel embarrassed. This is weird. Amelia turns to look at her.
I noticed you used the plural.
Of course.
Her eyes shimmer with stars as she imagines our future children.
Such sweet, beautiful, magical children. I can just see them.
They're a little bit of assholes unless they take after their mother. Then they're going to be just blissful as ever because they just don't understand the world around them. Zach gives her a strange look and tries to hide the background. Run, dude! Run! Now!
Okay, this conversation is ending right now.
Well, babies! Leanna, let's get started. Well, now you guys know. Starks deliver babies in Terra too, huh? Well, I'm just gonna go with my first gut reaction. Well, now you guys know. I shrug. Now you guys know. Kara pouts.
It's no fun if you don't take the bait.
That's why I'm not taking the bait, because it's more fun for me and less fun for you. Less fun for you equals more fun for me. Another shrug. Well, our confession wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. I wonder when they first started to figure it out. I'm gonna go check on the stew, and all this time I've probably burnt it. Leanna and I return to the stew. Once everything is done cooking, we ladle out bowls as everyone joins us for dinner. Dinner is strange without Gingaline. I kind of miss his stories. After dinner, Leanna and I turn in early for bed. Leanna seems to fall asleep quickly, but I can still hear the others snickering and planning out our next course of action. Why are they snickering? That causes some concern. It raises some concern. Not causes, it raises some concern. What are they snickering about? I groan and pull my pillow over my ears. It takes a while, but eventually I fall asleep. Especially if Kara is the one that's snickering. That's going to be concerning. And evil. After a well-rested night, we wake up bright and early for another full day of travel. We got to go all the way across the entire continent just to get there. My legs ache by the time we make it out of the mountains, and they're aching even more traveling towards Costa Coral. Can we stop on the beach and not do anything for like 3 hours? It's hard to walk through the sand with our boots and supplies, but we make good time and eventually return to the beach city. The sun lowers over the ocean in the distance, spearing the sky in pinks and purples. Golden light sparkles across the waves. I wish we had time for another visit to the beach. And Leanna's swimsuit. Nobody pays attention as we return to the inn. We plop down at one of the tables, exhausted. My stomach grumbles. I'm starving.
I'm pretty hungry myself. I'll go get us some food.
Thank you, dear.
Please let me assist you.
As they stand to their feet, a voice stops them.
Excuse me, miss.
A courier? We pause and turn around. A young man stands from one of the nearby tables and rushes over to us. As he gets closer, I can see he's wearing a blue uniform with a mailbag strapped across his chest. He squints at Leanna, then lets out a sigh of relief.
Oh, thank goodness. I found you.
Leanna's brows knit with concern.
Can I help you?
He nods, face flushed from excitement.
I've been trying to catch up to you for days.
Leanna blinks.
Days?
He nods.
I missed you in Illumia. Someone said they saw your group head towards Costa Coral, so I made my way here. But after searching all day, all over town, I couldn't find you.
He groans, his hands flying up into his hair.
The next day, someone pointed in the direction they thought they saw you guys heading. So I kept traveling and asking for directions. I followed them as best I could, but I got lost.
Is there a point to this story? He sucks in a deep breath. His voice becomes higher, faster, and more distressed with every word.
There was absolutely nothing there but mountains, so I came back to Costa Coral. I decided that tomorrow morning, I'd just go back to Illumia and see if you showed up. But then I saw you guys, and...
No! Bad courier! Shut up and get to the point! He exhales loudly, then rustles inside his bag.
Here.
He extends a scroll out to Liana. It's sealed shut with a royal blue wax. There's a sigil of a sunrise on it. Liana freezes. His voice is hopeful and strained.
You are Leanna Dawn, correct?
Am I going to have to kick this guy's ass? Her face goes pale.
Yes?
I frown. What is it about the scroll that's got her looking so cautious? The courier lets out a breath of relief.
Right. I'll be on my way then.
Go on now, get. He gives us a low bow and leaves. Leanna's hands shake as she breaks the seal and unravels the scroll. After she's finished reading, she looks solemn. What is it?
It's a letter from my parents.
Your parents? Leanna nods as she scans the page again. She looks up at us with worried eyes.
It sounds urgent. I have to go back home.
Okay, guess we're making a side trick then. I mean, we did it with Amelia's parents. We could do it for yours.
What's going on?
Leanna shakes her head.
I don't know. I've never gotten a letter to go back home before. So it must be serious.
Well, we're going to leave first thing in the morning unless we're leaving tonight, and I don't want to do that. Kara nods firmly.
We'll go with you.
Leanna hesitates.
But what about Void?
We'll get there when we get there. Void will still be waiting for us. Can we really afford to take a break You know, Void will still be waiting for us. They don't anticipate that we're coming just yet. So Void will still be there waiting for us. Void isn't going anywhere. They can wait. Nothing is more important than your well-being, and it sounds like your family really needs you right now.
That's right.
Zach nods.
We go where you go.
And vice versa. Where exactly would we be going?
Hearth Dawn.
Emilia looks thoughtful.
That is where the celestial mountain ranges are located.
Again, still not from around here, have no idea what these things are and where they are and why they're important. Outside of Leanna's parents being there, of course. Her eyes light up.
Perhaps we could acquire the extract of spirit flower while we are there.
For science.
Oh, that's pretty rare. It'd be a good find.
You've got the treasure hunter's attention. As the group chats excitedly amongst themselves, Leanna remains quiet. I nudge her. You okay? She nods and smiles at me, but her smile doesn't reach her eyes. My stomach twists with worry. I've never seen Leanna act like this. Whatever is happening, I'm sure everything will be okay. The Pongo nods in agreement.
Poi poi.
He wobbles over to her and nuzzles against her boot. Her face cracks with a small smile. She bends down and picks him up, hugging the Pongo tight to her chest.
You're right. Thank you.
You don't look thankful. You just got that same serious look on your face like this.
Poi poi.
The Pongo's voice is soft and concerned. It looks more like Liana is hugging him for comfort instead of her usual fits of excitement over his cuteness.
In any case, it's getting late.
You got that? You said that right there. Kara stifles a yawn.
Agreed. Oh, I'm getting a bit sleepy.
Samesies. We slowly get up from our table. Kara secures a couple of rooms for us and passes us the keys. The team makes their way to their rooms, except for Liana, who remains seated. I sit back down next to Liana. Hey, are you sure you're okay? She sighs deeply.
I'm just worried about going home.
What did the letter say? Liana doesn't respond. My stomach clenches. That's never a good thing. Is it really that bad? She doesn't look at me, but hands me the scroll. I blink, surprised. What does it say? Are you sure you're okay with me reading it? She nods. I pause, unsure of what I'm about to find. Frowning, I unravel the scroll, revealing large, swoopy, elegant handwriting. The same sunrise sigil is stamped next to the signature at the bottom. Dear Liana, it is of urgent matter that you return home as soon as you are able. Leon has also been summoned. I'm guessing Leon is her brother. Best regards, Father. Who's Leon?
Oh,
Leanna blinks.
my older brother.
I need to just learn to shut my mouth up. Oh, right. The other Mage-Knight in the Dawn family. She shifts uncomfortably at my mention of other, but nods. The letter was pretty vague. No kidding, it's vague. I'd probably be imagining the worst, too. I put a comforting arm around her. It might not be as bad as you think. Leanna shakes her head.
It's not that. I'm surprised and curious by the letter, but I think it'd sound a lot worse if something bad happened.
Then, what are you worried about? Leanna's silent for a moment.
My family, they don't.
She sucks in a deep breath. They don't what?
They don't exactly know that I'm a Mage-Knight.
I'm sorry, what? How is that possible? How do they not know that you're a Mage-Knight? That seems like something they should know. Did you run away from home and not tell them? I need to shut my mouth before I start theoring things, and I'm going to tear this whole thing apart. And scene. What? How come her family doesn't know about something that's so important to her? What do your parents think you do then? Leanna blushes.
They think I'm just a mage working as a researcher.
Technically, that's correct. Why haven't you told them? You've accomplished so much. I'm sure they'd be proud of you.
They wouldn't. My parents are very traditional. Being a Mage-Knight isn't exactly normal for a girl.
Oh, I guess I probably could have thought about that. They should be more supportive. I understand it's not good to keep secrets. You know, I kind of understand, but they should be more supportive, but it's not good to keep secrets. You know what? We'll go down the middle of the road. I understand. I get why she's not telling them. That's really unfortunate. I understand why you're afraid to tell them. Leanna lets out a breath.
You do?
Well, yeah. I nod. You want to keep your parents happy and proud. And if they knew you were a Mage-Knight, things would be more complicated.
Exactly. I figured I'd tell them eventually. I just didn't think it would have to be so soon.
No wonder she's so worried about facing them. Either way, I'll be here to support you. She flashes me a genuine smile and squeezes my hand. Yes, we finally made it through to her. Now she's actually happy.
Speaking of which, do you think you can also keep our relationship a secret?
No. A secret? Leanna nods. Of course, I'll try, but no one can escape the burning fire of our love. Are you ashamed of us? You know what? She's got a lot that she's hiding from her parents. I'm gonna go, of course. We'll side with her and see where it goes. Don't worry. I won't say anything. Not until you're ready. It took her forever just to tell the group, so I can imagine, especially if things with mommy and daddy are a little, understandable. Especially from someone who's not of this world. Leanna sends me a warm smile. It makes sense. I don't want to pressure Leanna into doing something she isn't ready to do. It's best to respect her and her situation. Her face softens.
Thank you.
Anytime, dear. She snuggles into my side.
I really appreciate it.
Now I'm warm and fuzzy on the inside. I wrap my arm around her. Oh, it's nothing. I can keep a secret. She smiles, eyelids drooping. She yawns and snuggles deeper into my chest. Finally getting sleepy, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not playing this game with you. A small chuckle puffs out of me. It's getting late. Even so, I don't want to move. It's comfortable right here.
Yeah.
She groans.
Just a few more minutes.
Fine, I'm not going to argue. She clings tighter to me.
Please.
She's giving me the look that Kara's doing. She's learned well. Sounds good to me. You should get some proper rest. Sounds good to me. What kind of boyfriend would I be? I pull her closer to me and feel her smile beside me. She asks a few questions about what my family is like. I tell her some stories. She tells me more about her brother and how close they are. So does he know she's a Mage-Knight? That's the next big question. Does he know? It isn't until the fire in the lobby crackles loudly, water bursting within the wood, did I realize I had fallen asleep. I looked down and noticed Leanna had drifted off too, still curled into my side. Leanna. She stirs.
Hmm?
Come on. It's time to go to bed. My eyelids feel like they're being weighed down by maple syrup, but I force myself to stay awake. She sighs deeply, then reluctantly lifts her head. I like the maple syrup thing there. Nice. Hand in hand, we walk up the stairs before separating into our respective rooms. As my head hits the pillow, I fall into a deep sleep, a smile on my face. I naturally wake up early the next day. I guess I'm finally starting to get used to these early days and early nights. Zach is already awake. He nods a morning greeting. Oh, I like that light change, too. That's really cool. After getting ready, we head downstairs where the girls wait for us. Though I will say I do miss the end of the day music sequence. but that's just me. I've kind of grown to like it. We grab a quick breakfast, then head out into the city. I take one last look at the ocean. Goodbye, gentle ocean breeze. Till we meet again. Leanna leads the way towards her hometown. I can't help but wonder what her family is like. Are they anything like Liana? Well, probably in bits and pieces. Will they like me? Around midday, we take a break from traveling. At least everyone else gets to have a break. Leanna pulls me aside for our training session. No rest for the wicked. She leads me out into the field and we begin our normal regimen. Our blades clash against each other, the wind augmenting our speed and abilities. Fighting with her feels like a blur, a dance. It's easier to keep up with her, but Leanna still proves to be a challenging opponent.
Wow, you guys are fast.
Thanks. I turn to see Kara and the others sitting on the sidelines, watching.
Hey!
I roll back around and Leanna swings. I yell, barely blocking the blow in time. Leanna grins.
Eyes on the battle.
Never! Right. Still, the sight of Amelia sitting with the others sparks an idea in my head. Amy and I have been practicing fire magic. Leanna doesn't know that, and I can use that to my advantage. Leanna begins to swing her blade again. Like usual, I draw upon the magic within me, feeling it gather in my palm. As she moves to strike, I let loose a fireball and send it flying straight towards her. Her reflexes kick in and she cuts the ball in half, blowing the fire out. The flames harmlessly lick in the air as it snuffs out of existence. She freezes, shocked.
Fire magic? How is that possible?
I'm just that good. Zach, Kara, and the Pongo are equally surprised.
Am I still sleeping, or did he just cast something that wasn't wind magic?
You saw correctly, dear sir.
That's crazy. When did you learn to do that?
I gotta have some secrets, don't I, Kara? My grin broadens. It's all thanks to Amy. Amelia nods.
That is correct. We have been meeting late in the night to practice on each other.
Phrasing. That's why phrasing is a thing, because of this music right here. Leanna's eyes widen. She rolls to face Amy, completely red.
Wait, what?
Amy nods.
He has told me he has left each night feeling quite satisfied.
They did this on purpose, and it's funny.
What?
I'm in trouble now. Whoa, wait a minute! Amelia remains as stoic as ever, but she seems confused by Leanna's reaction.
I do not understand your surprise. In truth, we have shared many sessions together.
What?
Not helping me here. Wind growls from her form, rounding on me. She means training sessions. My voice squeaks like I've just struck puberty all over again. I show her my hand, my fingers still sizzling and smoking with flames. We've been training for magic. Leanna calms down as the wind dissipates around her.
Oh, right.
Zach raises an eyebrow.
You have an odd way of wording things, Amy.
Yes, she does. Amelia doesn't seem to hear Zach's comment. Instead, she taps her chin in thought.
I am quite pleased to see you cast another element so naturally. It seems our training together has been of use after all.
Just gonna go right into as if what just happened didn't happen? Is that how we're gonna do things? Huh? You're weird. Yeah, it's getting easier every time I cast.
The fact that you have mastered another element so quickly is very impressive. Truly, your growth has been established at an accelerated rate.
Ah, yuck. Watch out, a new mage caster is in town. Let's not make a big deal out of it. Nah, yuck. You know what? Just for the sheer hilarity of it all, training to be a Mage-Knight with a Mage-Knight, and now I'm technically a mage caster. Watch out, a new mage caster is in town. Soon, I'll be outcasting even you. Amelia doesn't even blink.
That is correct. The reservoir of energy stored within you cannot be matched by any crystal sphere.
My taunting obviously did not work well. If you thought that was cool, though, just wait until you see me cast all of the elements. Once Amy and I figured out the connection between emotions and casting, I've been secretly practicing summoning other elements by channeling what I felt with the elemental when the elemental transferred her power. Let me try that again. Words are hard. By channeling what I felt when the elemental transferred me her power, I've been able to cast both water and earth magic too. Liana blinks in surprise.
What? Really?
I see. I suppose it would be natural for you to discover the casting methods for the remaining elements too.
Zach smirks.
Sounds like a demonstration's in order.
Sounds like you need to bite me. Right now? He nods.
Unless you can't actually summon all the elements.
I scoff and take a step back, readying myself. I'll show him what for. Almost instinctively, I first channel wind magic. I've been doing it for so long now, it feels like second nature. Next, I materialize a ball of fire next to the ball of wind. The fire eagerly laps at the wind. Focusing my concentration, I remember the tranquility of the Earth Temple and create a shield of earth. Cool liquid forms on my fingertips as I summon water. With all the elements in my hand, I mold them into their own balls of energy and let them loose into the sky. I wonder what happens if I combine them. I summon a fireball and add wind magic to it. The fire eagerly eats at the added oxygen, swelling twice its size in an instant. Whoa! I drop concentration as I try not to burn myself. Maybe I should try something else. I bring up an earthen shield and ice it over with water magic. Summoning wind magic, I funnel the energy into a small whirlwind and slowly add fire to it. Then I launch it at the frozen shield. The ice fizzles beneath the fire's heat and the shield blasts into bits. My friends duck to avoid the shrapnel. Not a smart move on my part there. Sorry! My breathing starts to become labored and sweat beads on my temple. Whew. I wonder what would happen if I tried to combine all of the elements at once. I try to mush all of the elements into one ball of energy, but my knees give out. Pushed a little too hard. The magic winks out as I slide to the grass. My chest struggles for breath and I gulp in the air in short gasps. My muscles burn as if I just finished a weight training session instead of a magic training session. Leanna rushes over to me, her brows furrowed in concern.
Are you okay?
I think so. I just tried to show off a little too much. She frantically checks me, making sure that I haven't suffered any external injuries when I fell. I give her a calming smile, but she doesn't seem convinced. Yeah. Carl looks nervous.
Maybe you don't try that again for a while.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Emilia tilts her head.
A curious reaction, but one which is unsurprising.
Not all too different from when we first cast fire magic and wind magic at the same time. I remember the warning she gave me about using up a high amount of energy at once. I used too much energy again, didn't I? She nods. If this keeps up, I'm never going to be able to open a rift to go back home. How do we move past this?
Casting magic is just like building any other muscle or skill. The more you practice, the stronger your ability to cast multiple elements will become.
I guess I'm going to need a lot more training, huh?
Indeed.
Our eyes lock. A light sparks behind Amy's eyes, and I feel a smile slowly rise on my lips. I feel like there's a deep understanding between us that wasn't there before. Liana's face is still creased with worry.
Right. Just stay here for a while, okay? You need your rest. We can take care of cleaning up the camp.
Oh, I'll be fine. I can clean up, maybe. Zach and Kara nod.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Hey, that's unusual of him to be so carefree and everything.
Boy.
Maybe he's just like, hey, this guy actually knows what he's doing. Thanks, Pongo. The Pongo bounces into my arms. He snuggles up to me, trying to comfort me, or he's trying to eat my leftover magic.
Boy.
I smile and pat him on the head. I'm starting to feel better already. The others leave me to rest, and I hear a small sound. What was that? Something shifts from the corner of my eye. I blink and lift my head. A pink Pongo hops up from the edge of the forest. She pauses, looking around. Ah, another Pongo. I wonder if she's lost. My Pongo perks up in my lap.
Boy?
The pink Pongo blinks. She tilts her head.
Boy?
My Pongo's cheeks dust pink against his blue. God, 2 Pongos. That's adorable. His eyes shimmer with wonder. Is this love at first sight? My Pongo blinks and shakes his head, snapping out of his trance. He bounds up to her.
Boy?
She smiles shyly.
Boy?
My blue Pongo shivers happily. He splits into a wide grid.
Boy? Boy?
Which quickly transforms into a lewd grid. I can't with him.
Boy?
You just ruined that, dude. You just ruined that for yourself. Oh no. The pink Pongo scrunches up her little face in disgust.
Boy?
In a flash, she scampers away.
Boy?
Although my Pongo tries to stop her, he's too late and she disappears from view.
Boy?
He waits and then slubs.
Boy?
I'm sorry, dude. Aw, look at the poor little guy. He shrinks about 2 inches. Absolutely crestfallen. Cheer him up. He'll get over it. You know what? We'll try to cheer him up. It's okay. You'll get him next time. Hey, little guy. Are you alright?
Boy?
His body, heavier than usual, deflates. He flops face first to the ground like a glob of ice cream. His voice is muffled against the grass.
Boy?
Oh no. I've never seen him like this. I pat him on the head. It's okay. We've all been rejected at some point.
Boy?
He snaps at me. Okay, maybe he's not looking for advice. I pause and look around, trying to think of something. Sunlight glints off my gauntlet. I blink and glance down at it. Wait. I have an idea. Oh, this is going to be rich.
Boy?
The Pongo looks up at the sound of me fiddling with my gauntlet. It takes me a few minutes to pry the crystal up, but when I do, I smile and extend it to him. I don't really need this anymore, so I'd like for you to have it.
Boy?
The Pongo's eyes go wide. He sits up.
Boy?
A huge, delighted grin spreads across his face.
Boy?
He leaps between my neck and shoulder, nuzzling me. He's cold against my skin, making me laugh and squirm. No, stop it, you're cold! I lift the crystal up to him, and his mouth chomps over it.
Boy?
Ow! He leaps down and hops away, content with his new treasure.
He came on too strong.
Yeah, he did. Zach's voice startles me. I look around. The group has already finished cleaning up the camp and is standing beside me. Kara shakes her head disappointedly.
Doesn't matter the species, there's always one thing on their mind.
Zach, how do you like to respond? Amelia pats the Pongo on the head.
Do not fret. One day, you will find a mate with exceptional eyes and exquisite roundness.
Okay. Leanna smiles encouragingly. Audio missing. Speaking of Pongos and relationships, how do Pongos mate anyway? Kara gives me a pointed look.
See? One-track mind.
I'm just curious. I don't see anything like this in my world. Leanna gives me a disapproving look. Zach just shakes his head.
I think now's about as good a time as any to head out.
It's an innocent question. Still feeling the lingering effects of my cast, we make slow, slow time, but continue our journey towards Hearth Dawn. After about 4 more days of travel, we soon see the buildings casting tall shadows over the gates of Hearth Dawn. The wrought iron gates have intricately curled cast iron tips. Interesting looking little town. I can already tell that this place is more extravagant than any other town we've passed through. The guards look us over as we approach, but when they see Leanna, they nod deeply.
Welcome back, my lady.
Milady? She got something to answer for here.
Yes, thank you.
Milady? Leanna blushes deeply as she stammers out a reply. The guards bow slightly as Leanna hurries us through. Tips fedora, milady. Someone's pretty popular. That was weird. Oh, I'm tipping the fedora. I have to tip the fedora here. Looks like chivalry isn't dead. I pretend to tip my fedora and then give a flourishing bow. Milady. Leanna's face is beet red as she quickly pulls me up.
Stop that.
I thought it was funny. This is the perk of being in a relationship with Sylar. I get to be a smartass all the time. Leanna hurries ahead and leads us through finely cobbled streets. The shop fronts are all neatly trimmed with respectable potted plants and other small decorations. The signs all have various elegantly looping letters. I feel like I just stepped into a Jane Austen novel. Amelia follows close behind, clutching the Pongo to her chest. She surveys her surroundings with silent interest. Kara flashes Zack a playful smile.
My lord.
Okay, that's not gonna go well.
No.
No.
Oh, come on. Won't you at least offer me your arm?
Do it.
Why? You always just take it anyway.
Sometimes you just have to offer it so she doesn't take it anyway. She pouts.
You don't have a romantic bone in your body.
She tugs on Zack's arm anyways. He doesn't resist, and soon the two of them catch up. You know, it's as he said, she's gonna take it anyways. I think at this point he's just accepted it. The further we travel through town, more people seem to recognize Leanna and give her the same polite greeting. She nervously responds, trying to downplay the attention. Okay, now it's starting to be weird. I exchange confused glances with my team. Finally, we reach a deserted area of town. A smile returns to her face as she recognizes the shops and streets which we travel. Although she doesn't talk about her home much, I can tell she's happy to be back. Our boots crunch under the white gravel as we turn into a long, tree-lined drive. Lush green lawns and colorful gardens sweep from the road to the estate. And I'm actually going to end the episode here. We'll see what Leanna's home is like next time. Been quite an eventful day, but we've got a lot of adventuring still to do in this final chapter of Crystalline. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below or leaving a comment. It really does help me out. And if you're new to the channel or have not done so already, unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.